So we'll just briefly see what you have read till now. We'll just read the translations for whole chapter. And then we'll proceed. Shri Bhagavan Ivacha. We said the whole this chapter, this Purushottam chapter. This is 16, na? Daiva Surya Sampati Bhagyo. We will just read translation for this. In turn, you all of you can read translations. Yes, Srinivas, can you begin?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. The translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom for anger, reunification, renunciation, tranquility, aversion of fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, study, determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanness, and freedom from envy and from passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men and endowed with divine nature. Hare Krishna. You continue, Prabhu?
Yes, somebody else can read this.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance, these qualities belong to those of demonic nature or son of Prithvi.
Okay. Yes. Das Rajput.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Can you read this?
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation. The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demonic qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities.
Yes, do not worry. You are born with the divine qualities. Yes. Yes, next is there. Yes, Tulsi Mataji, can you read this translation?
O son of Kruda, in this world there are two kinds of created beings. One is called divine and the other is demonic. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demonic.
Okay. Demonic. Yes. Navneet Mataji, you can read.
Those who are demonic do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Yes. Bhav Shetty Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Where is Mataji? Your Mata joined from Mataji login.
She will join in few minutes, Prabhuji. She is actually cooking now. She will join in very few minutes, Prabhuji.
No, she can read.
Translation. They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
So till now, till 8 shloka, na, 1 to 3 is divine shloka, Daivi Sampatti. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till here, it is Asuri Sampatti. Yes. From 9 onwards till 20, it is the description detail about demons. What is their activities, their manifestation, their choices, their thought process. Yes, Minu Mataji, please read.
Translation. Following such conclusions, the demonic who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. Purpose.
No. We are only reading translations.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, next devotee is there. After you. Yes, Madhvi Reddy Mataji. I think she's driving.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, shall I read?
Yes, Prabhu. Ram Reddy Prabhu. Yes, read.
Yeah. Taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac, thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Hare Krishna.
Attracted by the impermanent. Yes. Yes. Next. Who is there next? Okay, Lakshmi Manasa Mataji, please read. Today, those are not going to read. I'm just going to remove them from the group.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
They believe that to gratify the senses is a preliminary necessity of the human civilization. This, until the end of life, their anxiety is immeasurable. Bound by a network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Ram Reddy Prabhu is done. Lakshmi Manasa Mataji is done. Srinivas Prabhu is done. Surendra Sanket Prabhu, please read next 12th Shloka. Translation.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Hmm.
The demonic person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes.
Hmm.
So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more.
Hmm.
He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Yes. I'm renaming all of you so that all of you can read. Generally, how I do is I rename the numbers, few numbers. Who else is remaining now? Who else is done? That's it. Everyone is done. Who else is remaining? Yes. Das Rajko Prabhu, you are number 1. Please read. Madhvi Reddy Mataji, you are driving, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Drive.
Yeah, after 20 minutes I can.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhuji, I was on a office call, Prabhuji.
Chalega. You read the translation.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. You are in office call, huh? You'll not be able to read.
Yeah, I'm an office call. In between, I'm juggling between the call and.
Chalega.
Yeah.
The second, Surendra Sankhya Prabhu, please read.
Prabhuji, I can read the translation if you want.
Translation you read and continue.
Yeah. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thus perplexed with various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell.
Yes. Now I have named numbers. The second number is Surendra Sankhya Prabhu. Please read the next translation.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only, without following any rules or regulations.
Yes. Thank you. Third number, who's third number? Please read. See, in front of your name, 3 will be there. Who is that devotee?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes, please read.
Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, and blaspheme against the real religion. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Next 4.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Yes, please read. Okay, I'll just try to scroll down. Yes.
Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I perpetually. Prabhuji, can you scroll up a little bit?
Okay.
Cast into the ocean of the material existence into various demonic species of life. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So now 4 is done. 5th. Who is 5th devotee?
Myself, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please read.
Yeah, attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demonic life, O son of Kunti, such person can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
Okay, next 6. Who is 6?
Prabhuji, it's Madhavi Mataji. Prabhuji, Mataji is
Okay,
in
7.
writing.
Yeah, we can read.
Yes, Prabhuji. There are 3 gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. Hare Krishna.
Okay. I think 14. Okay.
There are 3 gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give this up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
good. This is very important shloka, so we read double.
There are 3 gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul.
Yes. Next,
Hare
9.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Done?
Cooking is done, Mataji.
Sorry, Prabhuji.
No issue, no issue. Even I take prasad and sit. That's the reason I joined it. Because 6:30 I take prasad. Yes. Please read.
The man who has escaped these 3 gates of hell, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains the supreme destination.
Yes. So this man will escape the. Now, first 3 shlokas is about divine qualities. 4 to 8 is about demonic qualities. And then 9 to 20 is about the description, their characteristics, their features, their thought process of demonic. And from 20 to 24 or something, 22 to 24, somewhere around last 4 shlokas, they are regarding how to get out of that demonic mentality. This is the 4th section which we are reading now. At 21 to 24, it's like how to get out of the demonic. Yes, next 10. Who is 10 devotee? Ram
Hare
Reddy.
Krishna.
Yeah.
23rd. He who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination.
Yes. Yes, tasrivsham uttajya vartate kamakarta na siddhim apnuti na paramam vitum. Last shloka. I think the 11th devotee will be.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes. Yes.
Translation. One should therefore understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. Hare Krishna.
Basically, we have to refer to scripture and act in such a way that we are gradually elevated. I will try to apply one policy today. Whoever doesn't speak, I'm going to put them out of the meeting. Okay? We'll stick to it. So we'll start from where we left. I think 8 shloka we were on. Asatyam pratishtamte jagat ahuranishwaram aparaspara sambhutam kim manyat kamahitukam. Yes, 12th devotee. Who's in 12? Please read.
Yes, Prabhuji. They say that this world is unreal with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of 6 desires and has no cause other than lust.
Yes. This is a large description of the specific quality of demonic. What are the demonic qualities? From here, 4, 5, 6, 7. What we told here: pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, ignorance. The demonic qualities. So transcendental or conditional, demonic or not, don't worry or not. So now, next, one is created, other demonic. 7. Those who are demonic do not know what is to be done, what is not to be done. Their cleanliness, nor proper behavior, nor truth is found in them. Confused, ignorance and passion. And this one is being spoken. They think that everything is meant for my enjoyment. I still remember when we are small, there are certain students, when they used to do wrong and we used to go and tell them, "Arey, aisa nahi karna chahiye." Then still, Bhagwan ne diya kyun isliye? Why Lord has given the senses? He has given for enjoyment. We don't utilize this, then what is the purpose? Or why we have got the senses? For enjoyment. And if you don't do this, what is the point? Then we can understand. Now I can understand. This is the mentality that everything is meant for lust. Yes. Yes, Mataji, please read the purport.
The demonic conclude that the world is a phantasmagoria. There is no cause and effect, no controller, no purpose. Everything is unreal. They say that this cosmic manifestation arises due to chance, material actions and reactions. They do not think that the world was created by God for a certain purpose. They have their own theory that the world has come about in its own way and that there is no reason to believe that there is a God behind it. For them, there is no difference between spirit and matter, and they do not accept the supreme spirit. Everything is matter only, and the whole cosmos is supposed to be a mass of ignorance. According to them, everything is void, and whatever manifestation exists is due to our ignorance in perception. They take it for granted for all manifestation of diversity is a display of ignorance. Just as a dream, we may create so many things which actually have no existence. Then, when we are awake, we shall see that everything is simply a dream. But factually, although the demons say that life is a dream, they are very expert in enjoying this dream. And so instead of acquiring knowledge, they become more and more implicated in their dreamland. They conclude that a child is simply the result of sexual intercourse between a man and woman. This world is the living this world. Just a second, this world is born without any soul. For them, it is only a combination of matter that has produced a living entities, and there is no question of the existence of the soul, as many living creatures come out from perspiration and from a dead body without any cause. The whole living world has come out of the material combination of the cosmic manifestation. Therefore, material nature is the cause of this manifestation, and there is no other cause. They do not believe in the words of Krishna in Bhagavadgita. Naya adhyakshena prakati suyate sa characharam. Under my direction, the whole material world is moving. In other words, among the demons, there is no perfect knowledge of the creation of the world. Every one of them has some particular theory of his own. According to them, one interpretation of the scriptures is as good as another, for they do not believe in a standard understanding of scriptural injunctions. Shall I read this? Okay. They say, regardless of, the next 10 verses 9 to 18 explain the abominable activities performed by those possessing this mentality.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I remember a friend of my son's friend, who is about 13 or 14 years old. He came to my house for studying with my son, and we were having a discussion about the what is the energy behind all our activities, and what is that energy that keeps us going and keeps us alive. And his theory is because of RBCs we are alive, and once the RBCs stops working, we are dead. So RBCs are the things which are keeping us alive. He had no concept of Atma or spirit soul. He thinks RBC is the energy behind our living force, is a living force.
Yes. Bhuvanam Janmanamante Gyanam Tapodati Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sarvamatma Sudurlabha. And Manushanam Sahasreshu Kashchideth Siddhe. Out of many thousand, one can understand about soul. And out of many such people who understand soul, one can actually start practicing some Jnana process. Out of such 1,000, one can come to the point of Ashtanga, and out of such 1,000, one can come to the point of Bhakti. So there's no surprise. People who are going to be Krishna conscious are very less. It's pathetic.
Mataji, sorry, Prabhu. Leave alone kid, Mataji. Doctors also think there's no soul. They think pacemaker is everything. Once there's pacemaker, the heart beats and the body's alive. So no surprise there.
So
But
doctor is
they
speaking.
don't understand where the energy is coming to for the pacemaker and the heart.
No, they don't question that. I mean, they don't have an answer. They just say it's there.
It's all because of gross ignorance. It's like first standard boy, if you tell, you know, a plus a square plus a plus b whole square, it would be question mark for them. Similarly, for big scientists, PhDs, it's not based on material intelligence we can understand spiritual subjects. We need spiritual practice to understand spiritual subject. Like a 6th standard boy can understand algebra, the 1st standard boy cannot understand. It's very simple. People will be materially very big, but spiritually they are very small. They have not gone through the ABCD of Bhagavadgita. That is the reason Prabhupada used to always hit again and again. When he used to always quote that, I met Professor Kotosky and asked him, soul, and he was like, everything is coming from matter. Okay, so this is some of the symptoms of Asuric, not Daivi. This is Asuri Sampat, what we're discussing. So therefore, we can now come in front of your eyes, you'll get. So what we should do is, we should try to find people who are Daivi Sampat. They can little understand. And Asuri Sampat, we should not do anything, just feed prasad to them. And they will eat and they'll develop the spruti. If you try preaching them, they'll become more envious and they go away. They'll never come to the program. So we just keep quiet and give prasad. At least for prasad, they'll come take prasad and go off. I think 9th, no? Yes. Etam drishtim avastabhya nashtatmano alpabuddhaya prabhavanti ugraka karmanah Shaya Jagato Ahita. Yes, 13. Now not naming devotees by names but by numbers.
I'll read, Prabhu. Thank you.
13 is not there. Okay, no 13 is there. I think I can read Mataji.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dharma Pranam.
Ah.
I got little late joining today, so I'm not sure aware about the numbering. So
16, your name is there. See, in front of your name, there's a number.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji, you can read. Sitadiyo Mataji. 13, I don't name anyone as 13, I think. Please read.
Following such conclusions, the demoniac who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. Or what? The demoniac are engaged in activities that will lead the world to destruction. The Lord states here that they are less intelligent. The materialists who have no concept of God think that they are advancing. But according to Bhagavad Gita, they are unintelligent and devoid of all sense. They try to enjoy this material world to the utmost limit and therefore always engage in inventing something for sense gratification. Such materialistic inventions are considered to be advancement of human civilization, but the result is that people grow more and more violent and more cruel to animals and cruel to other human beings. They have no idea how to behave towards one another. Animal killing is very prominent amongst demoniac people. Such people are considered the enemies of the world because ultimately they will invent or create something which will bring destruction to all. Indirectly, this verse anticipates the invention of nuclear weapons, of which the whole world is today very proud. At any moment, war may take place, and these atomic weapons may create havoc. Such things are created solely for the destruction of the world, and this is indicated here. Due to godlessness, such weapons are invented in human society. They are not meant for peace and prosperity of the world.
Yes, just we'll take a pause and go to Valdev Vidyabhushan. He is going to speak something from his perspective, according to his time, about the 9th verse, about the 8th verse.
Should I read, Prabhu?
1 minute, Mataji. 8th one. Yes. We have listed, Ataji. We'll come in circles. We'll complete 3 4.
Okay, sorry, Prabhu. Even I joined you. Sorry, Prabhu.
You are sir 14, na? Next, who is 15? I think 15 are not named. Srinivas Sanapalla Prabhu, 16. Please.
Sir, I'm driving actually.
Driving, huh? Okay. Come first. I think Dasraj Kuroi Prabhu is in meeting. Second, who is second?
Prabhuji, you have given 16 to 2 people, Prabhuji, Himanshu Prabhu and also Srinivas Prabhu.
Okay,
I think
Himanshu
Srinivas
Prabhu
Prabhu
is
should be
15.
15.
It's Himanshu Prabhu is 15. Okay.
I
Himanshu
am
can read.
sure, Prabhuji. 8. They say the world is false, without a foundation, without a creator. It arises by innate properties of matter. It arises by lust alone. The Lord shows the conclusions of the demons. He speaks first of the soul impersonal philosophy. The world is false, asatyam, filled with error, like thinking shell is silver. The world has no basis, aparistitam, like a flower in the sky. It has no God as a cause for its creation, maintenance, and destruction. Aniswara. Being of this nature, it is just composed of an illusion. If there was a supreme Lord within the world he created would not be so ephemeral. Therefore, they consider that the world must be false. This one soul, without qualities, known by all sources of knowledge because of the error in knowledge, reflects itself through ignorance as another entity in the form of material world, the individual jivas and the Lord. From the time of realizing one's real nature as the one soul, there is no contradiction. There is only oneness. Until that time of awakening, everything is like elephants, horses, and chariots in a dream. In realizing one's true nature, what was imagined out of ignorance should disappear, along with the notion of being a separate jiva, such just as the chariots and horses disappear during deep sleep. The Lord then describes the theory of Swabhav or nature, advocated by the Buddhist. The world does not arise from intercourse between men and women, para sambhutam, or like potter produces a pot with intention. Since the parents produce a child with lack of knowledge, even after men and women enjoy one time only, child appear, and scorpions appear from sweat spontaneously. Thus, creation takes place by its own nature, spontaneously by nature's inherent properties. The Lord describes the theory of
Lokayatas.
Lokayatas or Charvak.
Charvak.
What more can be said? There is no purpose of the world without to fulfill lust. The lust between men and women alone is the cause of the world, being the motive of all action. Haikuntam, Haikut, Hetukam. Hetukam from Hetu indicates some motive. Or the Jains say that is the cause is one's own will. Whatever one can imagine according to his reasoning power, he will say that is the cause of the world.
Yes. So basically, if you see the translation of it carefully, this world is false. So Jagat Nityam. This is a philosophy of impersonalists, Mayavadis. Without a foundation, this is Buddhist philosophy. Without a creator, this Charvak philosophy. Arises by innate properties of matter, or lust. This is the Jains. So all philosophies are quoted here, and Balda Vidyabhushan is mentioning who is speaking what. So one line, one word is spoken here, impersonal. Then asatyam, that is Mayavadi. Apratishthidam, this is of the Buddhists. And then Anishwaram, this is of Jainists and Lokayuktas. So this is a philosophy. Yes. Who is next after him? 2, 3. Baburam Kargibu, please read.
Hare Krishna. Taking shelter of these viewpoints, not understanding Atma.
Yes.
Believing in worthless philosophies, performing violent action, and being hostile to the world, these men deviate the world from spiritual truth. Taking shelter of actions and philosophies to exemplify their respective views, they destroy the world. Drishtim in the singular to indicate the whole class of demonic philosophies, taking support of their philosophies. These foolish people with worthless opinions, alpa buddhya, devoid of understanding atma, distinct from the body, nastatmana, fixed in actions of violence, slander, and insult, Purga, Karmana, being enemies of the world, Jagata, Ahita, deviate the world from spiritual truth, Shayaya,
Shayaya Pravanti. So if you see this thing, only those who preach the message of Vaishnavism, they are ever wisher. Therefore, Prabhupada is to always write, your ever well wisher. So see what kind of these philosophies may be so-called appear spiritualists, but there's nothing. They are categorized into so-called demonic category here. So that is a problem with this so-called. Somehow we have been saved from this dark dungeon of thieves of spiritualists. Kamamashritya dushpuram dambamana vadanvita मोहाग्रे त्वसाद ग्राहण प्रवर्तन्ते सुचीव्रता. ये सुरेंद्र संख्या ग्रुप.
Hare Krishna. The demonic mentality is described. Oh, sorry, Prabhuji. Translation. Taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige. The demoniac, thus illusioned, are always want to understand. Prabhuji. Always want to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Purport. The demoniac mentality is described here. The demons have no satisfaction for their lust. They will go on increasing and increasing their insatiable desires for material enjoyment. Although they are always full of anxieties on account of accepting non-permanent things, they still continue to engage in such activities out of illusion. They have no knowledge and cannot tell that they are heading the wrong way. Accepting non-permanent things, such demonic people create their own god, create their own hymns, and chant accordingly. The result is that they become more and more attracted to two things: sex enjoyment and accumulation of material wealth. The word asuchi vrata, unclean vows, is very significant in this connection. Such demoniac people are only attracted to wine, women, gambling, and meat eating. Those are their asuchi, unclean habits, induced by pride and false prestige. They create some principles of religion which are not approved by the Vedic injunctions. Although such demonic people are most abominable in the world, by artificial means, the world creates a false honor for them. Although they are gliding towards hell, they consider themselves very much advanced.
Yes. Let's see what Duryodhan has to speak for 9. Yes. Already I think we have read this. Yeah, lotus respond. Gurkaram. Let's see what Baldev Vidyabhushan has to speak for this. Yes. 4. Devotee who has 4 number. Can you read this? The verse describes their evil tendencies.
This verse describes their evil tendencies and conduct. Taking shelter of thirst for sense enjoyment, dushpurana khamam, accepting material objectives as all in all, asad grihitva, out of illusion, not from scriptural direction, mohat, having impure vows, asuchi, vrataha, they engage in activities, pravarthate, asad grahan, means wicked crocodiles as well as material properties. They become attached to attractive things like money, property, and women produced from imaginary devatas, their mantras, and their worship, which destroy spiritual life but which are difficult to restrain, like ferocious crocodiles. Impure vows means they indulge in so-called religious vows, which including eating meat, taking liquor, and visiting the crematorium. Dhamba means that They act for being known as religious even though they are irreligious. Mana means that they proclaim themselves to be worshipable, though they are not worthy of respect. Madha means that they project themselves the most elevated of the persons, though they have no good qualities. They are endowed with these qualities.
A similar description comes in a section of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Prabhupada writes four regular principles: no meditating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. For certain sect of people called as who are in ignorance and passion, there is a yajna called as Sauta Marini Yajna, where a person is allowed to eat meat. There are 5 yams: meat, and then mamsa, and then there is madira, then there is parched rice, which also starts with yam. Then there is maitun, that is illicit sex, and all these 5 things there is allowed for them. But Jiva Goswami quotes that that kind of prescription, the scriptures, is not nivritti. It's not for those who want to go back home, back to Godhead, or those who want liberated. It's for those people who are in the deep dark ignorance, but who want to somehow follow some restriction and glide up. So there are two scriptural restrictions. One is for pravritti marg, those who want to enjoy. If you restrict only nivritti marg is there, that means don't do this, don't do that, go back home, back to Godhead. Vast majority of people are not going to follow scriptures. They're going to reject it. So Ved Vyasa has written scriptures for people in mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Based on that, the scripture in mode of ignorance and passion, they allow some sense gratification. So that kind of people are being mentioned here. Okay. So therefore, they also have religious scriptures. They also have these things. But again, they also take liquor. They also, but their vows are impure. But there is some restriction because of which they will grow, and become over a period of time, whenever possible, they may come to the divine platform over a period of time because of following some restriction. But here it is being indicated by Krishna very clearly that this is demonic quality. What will elevate them is not this thing. Elevate them is that they are following some rules and regulations. But that advancement will be not so swift, it will be very, very slow. Next. 11-12. Chintam parimeyam cha pralayantam upashrita kamopabhogo parama etavad iti nishchita ashapasha saterbadha kamakroda parayana ihante kamabhogartam anyanartha sanchayan. Yes.
They believe that to gratify the sense in the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, until the end of their life, their anxiety is immeasurable. Bound by a network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Purport. The demonic accept that the enjoyment of the sense is the ultimate goal of life, and this concept they maintain until death. They do not believe in life after death, and they do not believe that one take on different type of body according to one's karma or activities in this world. Their plans for life are never finished, and they go on preparing plan after plan, all of which are never finished. We have personal experience of a person of such demonic mentality who, even at the point of death, was requesting the physician to prolong his life for 4 years more because his plans were not yet complete. Such foolish people do not know that a physician cannot prolong life even for a moment. When the notice is there, there is no consideration of man's desire. The law of nature do not allow a second beyond what one is destined to enjoy. The demonic person who has no faith in God or the super soul within himself perform all kind of sinful activities simply by sense gratification. He does not know that there is a witness sitting within his heart. The super soul is observing the activities of the individual soul as it is stated in the Upanishads. There are two birds sitting in one tree. One is acting and enjoying or suffering the fruits of branches, and the other is, Prabhuji, scroll down, please. Yes, enjoying suffering the fruits of branches, and the other is witnessing. But one who is dynamic has no knowledge of Vedic scriptures, nor has he any faith. Therefore, he feels free to do anything for sense enjoyment, regardless of the consequences. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Sixth devotee can read this.
Madhavi Mataji.
Navanita Mata, you can read. Madhvi Reddy Mata has not yet come. Therefore, you can read.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I
Prabhuji.
can.
Mataji has
Prabhuji, I
entered,
can read.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I can read.
Yeah.
Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
you are
Prabhuji.
audible.
Dandavana. Yeah, 11 to okay. The demonic have unlimited desires, and driven by those desires, they are drowning in the ocean of sense gratification until the moment of death. Pralaya Antam. The demonic possess determination, but only for sense gratification. Pasa means rope. Asa pasa satir means that they are caught in the net of attempting to satisfy their myriad desires. It is from the rope of their desires that they will one day hang. The following text describe their thoughts after they acquire money by illegal means.
In my background, a lot of kirtan is happening. That is the reason I'm unmuting myself, so that I think you are able to hear it. Yes. Mataji, you read this. Engaged in.
Yeah. Engaged in unlimited thinking of objects to be attained up to the point of death, their only goal in this life is to immerse themselves in sense objects. Kama Upabhoga Parama, firmly believing, Mischita, that this is all there is Etavat, and there is no question of happiness in another life after death. Etavat Nischitaha. Asa passes.
Navanita Mataji, you can read this one, 12th one, the meaning of first line.
Yes, Prabhuji. Bound by hundreds of shackles of desire, surrendered to lust and anger, they strive to amass heaps of wealth through illegal means in order to enjoy sense objects. The meaning of the first line is clear. They make effort, ihante, to amass wealth for enjoying sense objects by illegal means such as theft and false testimony. Anyayena.
Acquire money, kama krodha parayana, and then acquire money and then try to show off to the status quo. That is what this personality. Now you can see everywhere around your life, your place. If you see, you will find them. Not that we have to just be judgmental, but we can be cautious. How we should deal with them. Only for that reason. Idam adya maya labdham imam prapshe manoratam idam astidam apime bhavishyati punardanam asumaya asomaya hata shatrur hanishye chaparani api ishvaro aham bhogi siddho aham balavan sukhi adyo bijanavan asmi ko anyo asti sadrisho maya yakshedasya vimodisya iti adhyana vimohita. It's a big list. It's from where? 13, 14, 15. 13, 14, 15. Yes. 8 3 yes, Prabhu. Bhavishyati Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The demonic person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy. and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance.
Yeah, so much wealth. Give more. Investment, mutual fund. Future, more and more. He's my enemy. I'll kill him. Enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord. It's like typical Hiranyakashipu, typical Ravana, Hiranyaksha, all asuras. This is a typical mentality. This is how they think. So can you deal with them? Impossible. Yes.
But more or less, Prabhuji, it is also, when I am reading it, I also felt that some of the things are applicable to me also.
This is the same thing, Arjuna felt. That is the reason Krishna is trying to speak the whole qualities more and more.
Yes,
If
Prabhuji.
all these things were in you, you will not be sitting in Bhakti Shastri class. Sometimes devotees are a little humble. Yes, read this one, this line.
The demoniac think that all has been accomplished by their endeavor. The next verse explains their actual achievement.
Yes. Next verse. Let's see, go to what Baldev Vidyabhushan has to speak about them. Do you think, bro, you want to kill your enemies? Yes, I
No,
will.
Prabhuji.
Then you're telling this are referring to me. Yes,
No,
next.
some of them are, I feel, yes,
Yeah.
especially
fine.
wealth thing that is always there,
Wealth,
Prabhuji.
putting investment, that's fine. That is security. There's no issue. Grass side, you can, but you give donation also to temple. Then you'll not be negative. Yes. Next, Mataji, you read 9th, Padma Guru Mataji. Or Mataji, after Guru Prasad.
Start with 13, Prabhuji.
It's 13, huh? No, 13, 13 to 14. Yeah, 13 one you read.
13.
Baldev Vidyabhushan has written separately commentary, not all.
I
Yes.
have gained this object today. Next, I will obtain this other object that I desire. This is mine now. This wealth will also be mine in the future. Describing their conduct in pursuit of wealth, in which they use fanciful words, the Lord says they will go to hell in 4 verses. I have obtained today this field, idam, these animals and children by the strength of my intelligence, maya. I will obtain this other object dear to my mind, manoratham, by my strength. This wealth, being obtained by my strength alone, now belongs to me, idam asti. Next year, this wealth I am longing for will also become mine, just by my strength. He does not acknowledge that it is by karma or the mercy of Lord that he acquires these things.
There is somebody, karma person saying it's my cause of my karma, I'm getting all these things. Somebody is trying, somebody is not trying, somebody is getting a lot of, and somebody is not getting. Like 2 dudes are trying to preach, somebody is getting a lot of results, somebody is not getting a lot of results. At least you will see, Hare Krishna ka mercy uske upar hai, mere par nahi hai. That is one thing. Or on both of them, there's Krishna's mercy, but one is best at cooking, one is best at speaking. So the person who get good at cooking is able to cook a nice person and feed. Person who is expert at preaching is able to bring many people. So it's because of past karma. Or he might have done those things in the previous life. So in that way, pious people see it's karmic hand, and devotees see the mercy of the Lord. But these people think I am the doer. This is strange psychology, and this is increasing a lot in this world right now. And therefore, devotees have tough time dealing with them. Yes, 10th devotee can read this 14th thing.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
I have killed my enemy. I will kill others also. I am the Lord. I am the enjoyer. I am strong and happy. Having proclaimed his thirst for wealth, in this verse he declares his evil mentality. I have killed this enemy called Yagnadatta by my superior strength. I alone will kill other enemies also, and others, not even desiring their wives or wealth, No one except me should live. The word cha indicates this. Some say that the will of the Lord and fate are the cause of the victory, but I alone am the Lord, being fully independent for myself. I accomplish all enjoyment, bhogi siddha. If someone makes a god, let him take me as God rather than anyone else, because no one else is available except me.
Hiranyakashipu mentality. That is what he wanted. But one Prahlad, he could not stop him. And he was about to be killed. Yes, 11th devotee can read.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
I am wealthy and high born. Who is equal to me? I shall enjoy women and defile them. I will enjoy. In this way, they are bewildered by ignorance. But I can see others who are equal to you in wealth and family. Why should you be God? I am wealthy, Adhya, though my own efforts, and have good family, Abhijnanavan. And there is no one similar to me or any grounds. No one is equal to me. I am alone. I am God. By my own strength, I will associate with heavenly women. Ecstasy. I will defile them. Dyasyami. I will enjoy with them. Modesty. In this way, being bewildered by ignorance, such person fall to hell. The completion of the sentence is in the next verse.
Yes, 12th devotee can read. See, Baldev Vidyabhushan gives a detailed understanding of what it is meaning. Who is 12? Nobody is 12.
I'll read, Prabhuji. This the 16th one. Misled by many thoughts, covered by a net of illusion, extremely attached to enjoying objects, they fall into an unclean hell. Mind agitated by objects which they are endeavoring to obtain for a long time, surrounded by a net made of illusion, like fish in a net from which they cannot escape, dying while being strongly attached to enjoyment of senses objects, they fall to hell, to impure places like Vetarani.
So this is what their thought process is. Basically, this whole universe is made in such a way to give the license to all this kind of people to enjoy in different places. Like the previous 16th verse was speaking about, I'll enjoy with Aksha, this, that, Modeshe. Just if you go down from the Earth planet, there is, say, 7 lower planets. In one of the planet, there's a place where only women are there. Their name, specific name, Pumshali, Pramoduttama, like that. And what? They make a particular beverage, and these people who dominate, who think they can enjoy woman and they can do anything like Ramana and other people, they try to go there. Then when such wine are bought by them, what they do is they give them that kind of liquor. And this person thinks that I can enjoy a woman unlimitedly for eternity. And then he dies. And that is the kind of planet woman they are there. They kill them. And then anybody comes there, they trap them. This comes in Bhagavatam, 5th canto, the last 22nd verse, 20th chapters, 17th chapter.
There are so many lower planets which are described in chapter Bhagavatam 5th canto. There are so many planets and which have all those sense gratification just like heavenly planets. Like people are so beautiful and there's no disease, there is no old age. Just like heavenly planets. So what is the distinction between that and heavenly and those, and what kind of people get heavenly and what kind of people get hell? And there is an evolution of 84 lakh species, like somebody who's very demonic and wants to do all this sense enjoyment. Don't they get animal body before getting the hellish planets where they have all the sense enjoyment? So what is the transmigration of a soul who get these hellish planets to enjoy?
Karmano Gahano Gati, Krishna says in 5th chapter. But still, your first question was what? There is so much of royalty rewards, type of same luxury like in heaven, in lower planetary system. The lower planetary system, according to Bhagavatam, is called Bilva Sarga. 5:18, 5th canto, 18th chapter, 5th canto, 19th chapter, it speaks about that. For the Bilva Sarga. What is Bilva Sarga? The sun light is not there. Nagaloka and typical lokas, these are called as asuras because their asuric mentality, specifically people who perform mixed activities. They do some like in Vedas also there is karma kanda, there is jnana, there is ashtanga, there is bhakti. There is Shukracharya, there is Brahaspati. So Brahaspati is a dharmic in terms of it's a heavenly planet. Like you see people who perform mode of goodness kind of rituals, they come under the category of Brahaspati. And people who passion, ignorance kind of like being was mentioned, things were mentioned here, they come under the category of Shukracharya. Shukracharya means who's expert, Prabhupada mentions expert at begetting or enjoying, and he utilizes his strength and all the potentiality in doing that. So he is a spiritual master for the demons. So these two kind of categories, Sura and Asura. Sura who accept Lord Vishnu's path. Om Tad Vishnu Param Padam Sada Pashyanti Surya Diva Chakshu Adatam Yat Vipraso Vipanmyo Jagdam Sasadamidanti Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Like ordinary man can see the sun rays and can understand, okay, sun is risen. This personality can see the hand of Lord Vishnu beyond the whole creation. And they can also show that kind of path to the people in general. So Sura means might be a demigod, might be a Brahmana, might be a Vaishnava, a pure devotee. Basically, this sloka is referring to pure devotees, Vishnu devotees. And the reverse of that, Asurya, is who want immediate pleasure. In Ishopanishad, Asurya namate loko andena tamsavrata tripte pratyavige vachanti. This is referring to Asuras, who Asura means quick pleasure. Madhvacharya writes for the commentary. So there are two categories by default, Sura, Asura. Suras, they delight in the sun, Om Bhur Bhuhasvaha. And then above that, there is Janaloka, Tapaloka, Maharloka. They were yogis, jnanis, Ashtanga yogis, and Brahma. So that is different category. And below that, those who don't align with the Lord Vishnu and they want to enjoy. So they are given the lower planetary systems, Asuras. And based on their thought process, there are different, there is Rasatala, there is Mahatala, Talatala, Patala, based on that. But how, what, in what degree it is, fine definition. Again, Bhagavatam, what is Bhagavatam mentioned, we can understand. In Bhagavatam 5th canto mentions that version. But our purpose is just to know what is there and to get out of this cycle of birth and death. Our goal is not to go to the lower planet system, therefore Bhagavatam doesn't describe about it. But yeah, Mahabharat, when Arjuna is going and is going on the bank of Ganges, suddenly one maid, Nagaloka's queen, she pulls his leg and takes him from Ganges of Earth planet to the Nagaloka, which is 5th planet in the lower planet system. Bhima, when he was put after poisoning, he goes down, and there all the poisonous snakes come and bite him. And then the forefather of Bhima is there sitting as a minister of Varun Devata. Then he understands he is my grandson. Then they bless him and send him back. So this Ganges flows through all this 14 planet system. So to the medium Ganges one can go. So that is how they travel, the Asuras and the Devas. So basic is passion, ignorance, lower planetary system, goodness, higher planetary system. And those are sinful, they are sent to hellish planetary system. Especially those who come to Earth planet and they perform sinful activities, they are sent to hellish planetary system. And also those who are sinful in these categories, after that they are also sent, because there are 4 lakh species of humans. So they are spread all throughout the 14 planet system. Somebody in goodness, somebody are in passion, somebody are in ignorance. Some are in Earth planet in mode of passion, goodness, and ignorance. So therefore, and apart from this all 14 planet systems, there is hell below, just above the hood of Anantashesh and below the Patal planets. So that is like prison house. There, all the people who are like to be prosecuted, they are sent. Like in India only, or in Hyderabad only, there will be category of people who are like very Brahmanical. There will be category of people who are like elite class. There will be category of people who are like, by default, their enjoyment is in ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. But any of them break the rules and regulations, they're sent to jail. Based on their modes, they have different inhabitation. So lower planetary system doesn't mean it's hell. It's a place for people who are in ignorance and passion who stay there. And it is much more opulent than heaven. But there is no sun. And there's a lot of enjoyment. It's actual underground. Okay, we'll continue. Aneka chitta vibranta mohajala samavrita prashakta kama bhogeshu patanti na narake asucho. Yes, 13.3 OT.
13 is not there, Prabhu. I'm 14.
Yes.
Thus, perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. The demoniac man knows no limit to his desire to acquire money. That is unlimited. He thinks only of how much assessment he has just now and schemes to engage that stock of wealth further and further. For that reason, he does not hesitate to act in any sinful way and so deals in the black market for illegal gratification. He is enamored by possessions he has already, such as land, family, house, and bank balance, and he is always planning to improve them. He believes in his own strength, and he does not know that whatever he is gaining is due to his past good deeds. He is given an opportunity to accumulate such things, but he has no conception of past causes. He simply thinks that all his mass of wealth is due to his own endeavor. A demoniac person believes in the strength of his personal work, not in the law of karma. According to the law of karma, a man takes his birth in a high family or becomes rich or well educated or very beautiful because of good work in the past. The demoniac think that all these things are accidental and due to the strength of one's personal ability. They do not sense any arrangement behind all the varieties of people, beauty, and education. Anyone who comes into competition with such a demoniac man is his enemy. There are many demoniac people, and each is enemy to the other. This enmity becomes more and more deep between persons, then between families, then between societies, and at last between nations. Therefore, there is a constant strife, war, and enmity all over the world. Each demoniac person thinks that he can live at the sacrifice of all others. Generally, a demoniac person thinks of himself as a supreme God, and a demoniac preacher tells his followers, "Why are you seeking God elsewhere? You are all yourselves God. Whatever you like, you can do. Don't believe in God. Throw away God. God is dead." These are demoniac preachings. Although the demoniac person sees others equally rich and influential, or even more so, he thinks that no one is richer than he and that no one is more influential than he. As far as promotion to the higher planetary system is concerned, he does not believe in performing yagyas or sacrifices. Demons think that they will manufacture their own process of yagya and prepare some machine by which they will be able to reach any higher planet. The best example of such a demoniac man was Ravana. He offered a program to the people by which he would prepare a staircase so that anyone could reach the heavenly planets without performing sacrifices such as are prescribed in the Vedas. Similarly, in the present age, such demoniac men are striving to reach the higher planetary systems by mechanical arrangements. These are examples of bewilderment. The result is that without their knowledge, they are gliding towards hell. Here, the Sanskrit word mohajala is very significant. Jala means net, like fish caught in a net. They have no way to come out.
So all of you can understand going space, Starlink, and all these things, what it is coming under perverted reflection of perverted genius. They are going.
Elon Musk is doing that work.
I'm not taking names. You're taking name. Yes. So they are like, people may think they have to be a role model. Someone, I think some Amogya had come somewhere 1 year back here to temple, and he was giving class, and suddenly one girl had come, young girl, college going, and she told, like, she raised, and I want to become like Elon Musk. तो कौन है वो? So it's like crazy. Prabhupada is what he's writing here. Basically, this is what it is. People are not aware. Yes, 16th. Yes, Chandramouli bro, you are joined late. I put your 13th number. Please read this.
Sorry, Professor. Yeah, Hare.
Mind agitated by objects.
Mind agitated by objects which they are endeavoring to obtain for a long time. Aneka chitta Ibranta, surrounded by a net made of illusion, like fish in a net, from which they cannot escape, dying while being strongly attached to enjoyment of sense objects. They fall to hell, to impure places like Vaitarani.
And imagine people who are in newspaper, people who are traveling like anything from India, whatever it is, 1, 2, 3 mission. When they leave their body, where they are, what is the destination? At least Indians may be little pious. They may not eat, all horrible things. They may go to temple and ring bell to launch some satellite. But ultimately, they are so much conscious of that thing, that thing only will come into their mind. And where it will take them to? Vaitarani. This is, the human form is meant for what? Is meant for practicing. But yes, all will not. But at least those are born in Bharata Varsha, Bharata Kande, Bharata Bhumi. They are meant. They just take up bhakti, they can just sublimate and karma and go back to what it. But they don't want to do that. Atma Sambhavita Sabda, Dhanamana Madanvita, Jantena Mayadneste, Dambena Vidipurvakam. And even if they do that, they want to show off. That is this verse.
Shall I continue, Prabhuji?
Vaitarani means Vaitarani river.
15 devotee, I think Himanshu Prabhu.
Prabhuji, yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Srinivas, you want to ask something?
The previous Vaitarani means Vaitarani river, right?
Vaitarani river is a river of pus. Whatever you can see in the hospital, or whatever you can see whenever I travel, I see that one kind of the river of Hyderabad has become like Vaitarani. I remember the type of color it is, the type of foam it is. So this is much more. Vaitarani is not a pus, the river of pus. Whatever waste you can see in hell, it's a river of pus.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
There is Viraja river, which is spiritual. Distinction, which is the boundary between spiritual and material world. And this is Vaitarani. This is a very, very horrible river. And the kind of elements stay there, they're also so horrible. Yes, Himanshu, please.
Who I read somewhere, who has to cross this, Prabhu? Those who go to hell or?
Those who go to hell only. Not devotees. Those who go to hell. Vaitarani.
But Prabhuji, everyone has to definitely pass through Yamaraj, right, Prabhuji? I read it in this Garuda Puran.
No, this Vaitarani is not Yamloka. See, Yamraj has his headquarters or head office called as Sanya. It's like he has his court. Like we have court here, na? So court is a place where you hear and give the judgment. Court is not the place where there is jail and all the prisoners are beaten. Prisoners might be bought and put in the that katodi, that standing place. But their hearing is given punishment, and then from there, Sanyamani Puri, that is a place where Yamraj stays. That is his headquarters. He is peaceful, he is in his palace. And people come, they get the hearing, and from there they are taken to this all hellish planetary systems. There are Garuda Puran mentions about this all kind of hellish planetary systems, hellish planets, where a person, what he does, what kind of, 5th canto speaks about it, I think 16 or 17 chapter. What kind of sin, what you get punishment. So like jail is separate from the court, and the judge doesn't stay in court, he has his own residence. So Yamraj also has his residence. He goes to his court, Sanyamani Puri. From there he gives his verdict and they are taken to the prison.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Himanshu, please read.
Hare Krishna. Thinking purport, right, Prabhuji?
Translation.
Translation. Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only, without following any rules or regulations.
Just they want name, they want to show off. Just read the
purpose. Thinking themselves all in all, not caring for any authority or scripture. The demonic sometimes perform so-called religious or sacrificial rites, and since they do not believe in authority, they are very impudent. This is due to illusion caused by accumulating some wealth and false prestige. Sometimes such demons take up the role of preacher, mislead the people, and become known as religious reformers or as incarnations of God. They may they may show off performing sacrifices, or they worship the demigods, or manufacture their own god. Common men advertise them as God and worship them, and by the foolish they are considered advanced in the principles of religion or in the principles of spiritual knowledge. They take the dress of renounced order of life and engage in all nonsense in that dress. Actually, there are so many restrictions for one who has renounced the world. The demons, however, do not care for such restrictions. They think that whatever path one can create in one's own path, there is no such thing as standard path one has to follow. The word avidhi purvakam, meaning a disregard for the rules and regulations, is specially stressed here. These things are always due to ignorance and illusion.
It's exactly like Ravana taking a saffron dress to kidnap Sita. So similarly, he couldn't understand what it means. Similarly, demons also doesn't mean. For them, enjoyment is important. If that enjoyment is fulfilled by that dress, then they take up that dress. There's
Also,
Prabhupada is mentioning.
lot of Babas here.
Yes, Srinivas Prabhu.
It's also applicable. Similar people, we have some Babas here. Right? Some Babas will come and preach something. So.
There are some Brahmavadis who are sannyasis who live by very pure principle. This is not mentioning to them, but those who are so-called Mayavadis and so-called Babas, they are telling. All these things should fit in them.
It is so easy nowadays, Prabhuji. We have to just grow beard, wear saffron, learn 50, 60 shlokas, and need to be good orator, and that's it. That's what will be on TV, will be everywhere. That's what everyone is doing.
Because it takes one to know one, because the whole crowd is demonic. Therefore, demons, Jaisa Sang Vaisarang. So they will be famous among them only: fox, dogs, asses, and camels. Yes. Next. What Baldev Vidyabhushan has to speak about this? So we should not be very much disturbed when we see many people not become Bhakti. Not many will pick up Bhakti. We should be disturbed if somebody picks up Bhakti so fast. It is surprising. Yes, someone 15, 16. Prabhuji, who 16 can read this? Mind agitated by objects.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Srinivas.
Yes, Prabhu. Mind agitated by objects which they are
I
endeavoring
think
to
it's done.
obtain.
This is done. 17th you can read. Recognized. Yeah.
Just a minute, Prabhuji. Recognized as preeminent, Atma Sambhavita, by themselves alone, not by knowers of scriptures, lacking humility, filled with pride in wealth, filled with pride at being respected as Paramahamsa or a great mendicant, worthy of all worship, or greatly learned in worship. They worship devatas, they themselves concoct by rules of worship, which is worship in the name alone, dressing up as.
Yeah, I think Srinivas was asking, na, what is this Vaitarani? Baldev Vidyabhushan gives here. This is a river filled with blood, bones, and pus. Vaitarani. Yes.
Renunciates and pretending to be religious, dhampena, for the prosperity of their own house and family. All this is without following the Vedic rules. Avidhi Purvakam. Avidhi Purvakam.
This is a problem, my lord. So Ishopanishad and Bhagavad Gita, if you really can understand where the world is going. Ahankara balam darpam kamam krodam cha samshrita mamatma paradeheshu pradvishanto abhayas baya ba pradvishanto byasuyaka. Yes, 17. Someone is there 17th as far as I remember. Who is 17 DOT? Pavan Prabhu, please read. Hope you are not knowing. Whoever is not reading, I'm going to put them out of the meeting today. So you have joined late, I think so. So I'll try to put one devotee today out of the meeting. Pavan Prabhu, I think you are not joined audio also. You have joined for the, I think just for attendance. There is no mic also. Then how will you hear my sound? So time to remove. Yes. Next. Dasraj Kori Prabhu, are you ready? Please read. Hope your meeting is done. Yes.
Translation, Prabhuji. Translation.
Mm.
Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, and blaspheme against the real religion. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. A demonic person, being always against God's supremacy, does not like to believe in the scriptures. He is envious of both the scriptures and existence of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is caused by his so-called prestige and his accumulation of wealth and strength. He does not know that the present life is preparation for the next life. Not knowing this, he is actually envious of his own self, as well as of others. He commits violence on others' body and on his own. He does not care for the supreme control of the personality of Godhead because he has no knowledge. Being envious of the scriptures and the supreme personality of Godhead, he puts forward false arguments against the existence of God and denies the scriptural authority. He thinks himself independent and powerful in every action. He thinks that since no one can equal him in strength, power, or wealth, he can act in any way and no one can stop him. If he has an enemy who might check the advancement of his sensual activities, he makes plans to cut him down by his own power.
Yes. Yes. Second devotee. Can read this. 18th Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons becomes envious of Supreme Personality of the Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, and blaspheme against the real religion. Srila Prabhupada mentions in his purport to text 18 that the demoniac envy not only the Lord but the Vedic scriptures. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura comments that the demoniac also envy those who worship the Lord. Their envy takes the forms of being unable to tolerate a devotee's advancement and of seeing only a devotee's faults, despite his numerous good qualities. The next two texts describe Krishna's reciprocation with the demoniac.
Yes. How Krishna reciprocates with them. Without reciprocation, things doesn't go. We need reciprocation. Therefore, even if somebody is silent, I would not meant. Somebody is joined and not put video audio. What is hearing? Tan aham vishata kruran samsareshu naradamam shibami ajashram ashubam shibami ajashram ashubam asurish eva yonishu. Before this, we can go to, I think, Baldev Vidya Bhushan for the 18th. He will be writing some things. which are little special. Yeah. Third devotee can read this. They're completely disrespectful to the Vedas. Not 13.
They are complete,
Yes.
they are completely disrespectful to the Vedas and the Supreme Lord delineated therein. They take shelter of false ego, strength, pride, lust, anger, disrespecting me, the Lord of all, situated as the controller and maintainer in all bodies, including theirs, and as well disrespecting the Vedas which describe me. They ascribe false to the qualities of Vedas and myself by dishonest logic. Abhaya Suyaka. The false ego tells them, I alone do everything independently. Taking shelter of their strength, they think, I alone am the victor. Taking shelter of arrogance, they say, there is no one equal to me. Taking shelter of lust, they say, my desires are greater than all others combined. Taking shelter of anger, they think, I will kill my enemy.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu, for reading. Yes. So how Krishna reciprocates with them? Yes. Lakshmi Manasamataji, please read this.
Translation: those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among the men, are perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demonic species of life. Perfect. In this verse, it is clearly indicated that the placing of a particular individual soul in a particular body is the prerogative of the supreme will. The demonic person may not agree to accept the supremacy of the Lord, and it is a fact that he may act according to his own whims, but his next birth will depend upon the decision of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead and not on himself. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto, it is stated that an individual soul, after his death, is put into the womb of the mother where he gets a particular type of body under the supervision of superior power. Therefore, in the material existence, we find so many species of life, animals, insects, men, and so on. All are arranged by the superior power. They are not accidental. As for the demonic, it is clearly said here that they are perpetually put into the wombs of the demons, and thus they continue to be envious, the lowest of mankind. Such demonic species of men are held to be always full of lust, always violent and hateful, and always unclean. The many kinds of hunters in the jungle are considered to belong to the demonic species of life.
But even such kind of people, Kirata Hunandra Kulinda Pulkasha, Inetu Samba, Yavanakashadaya, Suddhet Vatsme Prabhu Vishnave Namaha, to so taken shelter of the Lord purely, especially Srila Prabhupada. He has given bhakti to all such kind of species and made them devotees. As a classic example comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Narad Muni is going to hunter Mrugari and he preached him, used to half kill animals, and he became a devotee. So basically, when we see people around us who are not able to understand soul, who are not able to understand what we are doing, you should understand they have been put by the nature's arrangement under the supremacy of Lord into the particular room. Therefore, they can't understand it. It is like Greek and Latin for them. And the more and more they go, they go into the lower hunter species where their life is only killing animals, kill and eat, that kind of thing. That is what Prabhupada is writing here. And Krishna is putting them in what? What is Krishna giving treatment? Casting them in envious, cruel, and lowest among men, demonic species. Because Krishna is doing it based on their. So Krishna is not partial, Krishna is not impartial, Krishna is reciprocal. Yatamam bhakudante tam sataiva bhajamya.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
Yes.
One question.
Yeah.
So you just now mentioned like an hunter like Mrugari got the opportunity to meet Narada Maharshi, right? So how is that possible, Ro?
How is that possible? That is Narada Muni's kripa.
But why Mrugari? Like, why can't everybody get that kripa? Where is that selection? How is that happening?
It's not selection. It's not, Lord is not selecting it. A devotee has that free will.
Okay.
And if you become like Narad Muni, then you can also select some of them like that. That is the power of bhakti. So Chakravarti Pad mentions it in first canto, second chapter. Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavati Seva Bhagavati Uttama Shloki Bhaktir Bhavati Nashta, in that series till Shrunvata Shraddhya Nitya Shrunvata Swagata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridantasya Bhadrani Vidunoti Surutstham. That series from 1 to 10 to 1 to 18. There he mentions about the steps of bhakti: Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, Asakti, Ruchi, Bhava, Prem. There he gives, this is like 8 steps. There he gives 14 steps. And there in Nishta, how is that Shraddha? How the Shraddha fructifies? Lord is partial, then people will say Lord is partial. Then how that person is qualified? Then who makes him qualified? The question is, then ultimately the Shraddha boils down to devotee, not Kanishta Adhikari cannot do it. He's himself absorbed in his own Lord and him. Uttam Adhikari, he says, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmani Gavestine Sunisheva Subhakecha Pandita Darshanam Estu Sarvani Bhutani Atmanivanu Pashyati Tatra Kashokam Hova Ekatvam Pashyata. He says everyone equally. So who does it? The Madhyam Adhikari, who deals with devotee, with Lord, with loving worship, with devotees, friendship, with innocent, he preaches. Envious, he stays away. So there, Chakravarti mentions a devotee, a pure devotee can step down to the Madhyamadhikari level and he can discriminate and he can choose whom to give bhakti. So Lord is not partial, the devotee is partial. Okay? So if we all can become pure, then we can. Hearing this, somebody has become compassionate, then the goal is become pure devotees. Then you can try to choose and try to make some. But again, they will become or not in this life or next life, it's up to them. Yes. Fifth devotee can, who is fifth devotee? I think there's no 5. Yes, Madhuri Reddy.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I am there.
Okay, you are there now, Minu Madhuri. Yes, please.
Yes. This is, we are done now, Prabhuji. 18th.
This is done. No, this is not. This Baldev Vidyabhishek is not done.
18th is done, Prabhuji.
Done, na? Okay.
Yes.
18th. Yes.
19th we have to read.
Yeah. Read it small one.
Yeah.
Because
of their asura mentality, they will not get liberation at all. This is explained in 2 verses. I, the Lord of all, who give result to all according to their karmas, throw them again and again, ajasram, into birth and sinful persons, hunters, or what is this? Leeches, na?
Mlecha, Yavana.
Involved with violence and thirst for enjoyment.
Yes. Mlechas, Yavanas, those who come from Arabic countries, they are called as Mlechas and Yavanas. Kal Yavana.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So they will put in that species. 20th, last 4 shlokas for today. We'll try to complete this. Not complete, we can't complete. We'll try to relish it. Asuram yonim apanna muda janmani yanmani mam aprapyaya aprapaiva kaunteya tato yanti adamam gatim. Yes, Madhvi Reddy Mother, please read.
Translation. Attaining repeated birth among the species of demonic life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. Purport. It is known that God is all merciful, but here we find that God is never merciful to the demonic. It is clearly stated that the demonic people, life after life, are put into the wombs of similar demons and not achieving the mercy of Supreme Lord. They go down and down, so that at last they achieve bodies like those of cats, dogs, and hawks. It is clearly stated that such demons have practically no chance of receiving the mercy of God at any stage of later life. In the Vedas also, it is stated that such persons gradually sink to become dogs and hawks. It may be then argued in this connection that God should not be advertised as all merciful if he is not merciful to such demons. In answer to this question, in the Vedanta Sutra, we find that the Supreme Lord has no hatred for anyone. The placing of the asuras, the demon, in the lowest status of life is simply another feature of his mercy. Sometimes the asuras are killed by the Supreme Lord, but this killing is also good for them. But in Vedic literature, we find that anyone who is killed by the Supreme Lord becomes liberated. There are instances in history of many asuras, Ravana, Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu, to whom the Lord appeared in various incarnations just to kill them. Therefore, God's mercy is shown to the asuras if they are fortunate enough to be killed by him.
Yes. 7th, Navneeta Mataji, please read this.
Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushana comments, Arjuna may ask, but after many lifetimes, they should eventually receive your mercy, by which they will be freed from their demonic births.
So
Lord
this is
Krishna
Arjuna is
asked-
asking to Krishna, Arey Krishna, you're going to put them in such horrible things. Arey, kabhi to usko kripa karo unke upar. Krishna, what is answering? Krishna answers.
Lord Krishna answers, these foolish persons take birth in demoniac forms of life after birth. Failing to achieve me, they descend to lower forms of life, even taking birth as dogs. In the phrase, failing to achieve me, the word eva certainly indicates there is no possibility of my mercy falling upon them. It is even difficult for them to achieve a good form of life that would be prerequisite to obtaining me. The following question can then be raised, but the Supreme Lord automatically has his every desire fulfilled. He can make even the unqualified qualified. The answer is yes, he could, if he had such a desire, but actually he does not have even the seed of that desire. Thus, the author of the Vedanta Sutra has described the Lord's partiality in the Sutra, Vaishamya Nairgrihnaye. The Supreme seems to be unfair because of his partiality to some and his enmity towards others. Srila Prabhupada writes strongly in his purport to text 20, it is clearly stated that the demonic people life after life are put into the wombs of similar demons and not achieving the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And they go down and down so that at last they achieve bodies like those of cats, dogs and hawks. It is clearly stated that such demons have practically no chance of receiving the mercy of God at any stage of later life. Birth after birth they suffer, especially by being born into lower species. Because such souls have no desire to get out of material existence, they don't. They don't want Krishna's mercy and he does not give it to them. According to Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushana, Arjuna now asks Krishna, people hearing this are going to want to give up these qualities. What can they do to accomplish this? Krishna answers this question and in this way presents us with our own choice, either adopt demonic life and become degraded or reject it and obtain the supreme destination. Hare
Yes.
Krishna. Thank
This
you.
is what Burijan has to say. Let's see what directly Baldev Vidyabhushan is saying. Many things will be repetitive, but this is something. Yeah. 8th devotee. Can read this.
These fools.
Yes, Arvind Prabhu. Yeah.
Taking birth as demons,
This one, will those be born?
will those born in the wombs of asuras become liberated at some time by your mercy after many births?
Yes. Yes.
Please scroll down, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
These fools, having been born in demonic wombs, not attaining me at all, proceed to the wombs of the lowest creatures like dogs. Use of the word eva after aprapya indicates that there is no possibility for them to get my mercy. A good birth suitable for practicing attaining the Lord is very rare. What to speak of this low birth? The Shruti also says, Atakapuya Charana Abhyaso Hayat Te Kapuyam Yonim Apadyeran Swayonim Va Sukara Yonim Va Chandala Yonim Va. Those of bad conduct attain low births, such as dogs, pigs, and chandalas. Chandogya Upanishad 5.10.7. But because you have the quality having all your desires fulfilled, Satya Sankalpatva, you can make them qualified even if they are so unqualified. Anything is possible for the Lord, but though he could do this, he does not have that desire, since there is no good reason for him to do that. Thus, there is no fault of prejudice in the Lord. The author of the Vedanta says, Vaishyamya Niyagrahanya na. There is no prejudice or hatred in the Lord. Vedanta Sutras 2.1.35. Therefore, these two verses are very appropriate. Those asuras described here who do not accept scripture are always shown in the inhabitants of hell. But those who become demons and kings, obedient to demons by a curse, those showing externally hatred to the visible forms of Vishnu like Vamana, Narasimha, and Varaha, regarding them as enemies, are internally followers of the Vedic path and consider him to the Supreme Lord, the controller of all in control of time, beyond their material vision. Being killed by Vamana, we need to remove that. Being killed by Vamana and other incarnations, they give up the bodies of Asuras. Those killed by Krishna attain liberation. These persons are not opposers of the Vedas. Traividam Narakasyedam Dwaram Nashanam
This is next shloka, Prabhuji. This is next shloka. Done.
Okay.
So what here Bhakti Vidyabhushan is writing here is those demons and kings obedient to demons by curse, externally hated to visible forms of Vishnu like Vaman, Narasimha, and Vara, regarding them as enemies, are internally followers of the Vedic path, consider him to Supreme Lord, the control of all, in control of time beyond their material vision. Being killed by Vaman and other incarnates, they give up the bodies of Asuras. Those killed by Krishna attain liberation. These persons are not opposers of Vedas. Basically, those people who are killed, who have been killed by Vamana, Narasimha, and other things, they take another birth. They don't get liberated. Or they get liberated. What is being written here? Being killed by Vamana and other incarnates, they give up the bodies of Asuras. But when they're killed by Krishna, they attain liberation. That is, they go to Salokya Sarishta Samyukya. When they are killed by these people, their whole karma gets over. And what he's writing here is, those who get killed by Krishna or these incarnations, externally they might be obedient to demons by a curse, or somebody has given a curse where they have forgotten that their Sukruti and they're trying to play like that. But that is not the case. Internally, they follow, except the Vedic path. That is what Bhakti Vidyabhushan is trying to give them. Therefore, they get an opportunity to be killed by Krishna. Otherwise, they can't be killed by Krishna. Because Krishna wants various, so he puts such people, some people like Jai Vijay. They are followers. There is bodyguards, and they are coming as demons. So, how they can be killed by the Lord? So there has to be some Sukruti, and they are his own servants. But these demons who are really demonic and who don't accept Vedic literature, they are cast into hogs, dogs, Chandala's body. That is what he is trying to tell.
Prabhuji, that means the such souls never get a chance to go back home.
And they will get, like, it's Ferris wheel. You are here, you come down. Then the way they have come down because of their desire, by their desire only they have to come up.
There is a hope. Like it says that they can never approach me.
Why? Because, see, if you have seen the Ferris wheel, na? When you go up, person become, when you come down, they cry. So somebody is here, human form of life, because of their own free choices, they're going there. By their own free choice, they have to come up.
Everything is exhausted.
Or they get Sukruti of, they get favored by some pure devotee.
But they're saying that they keep taking birth from the womb of a demon and they keep coming back. That means they keep coming. But sometimes you see, even in the case of Ravan, all the siblings were very demonic except for Vibhishan. So you can't Even Vivichin take birth from the demon womb, right?
Who?
Womb of a demon, right? Like Ravan or
Vibhishan, Prabhu.
Vibhushan. Actually, when you speak about the, his father was a Brahma Rishi, and the mother was from demonic. So the mother's qualities came in Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and this Surpanaka, and father's quality came in Vibhishan. He became a devotee.
But if you see in the society like ours, if you see there could be very demonic kids, but out of like 2, 3, one may be very nice.
Your question is there any hope for them?
Huh?
Your question is Krishna is telling they have cast again and again, again and again, again and again, because
No,
that is how their mentality is. That is the reason they are getting. It's not Krishna putting them. Krishna has made a system, and based on their system, they are getting that law of karma. The way whatever you remember at time of death, you become like that. So because of that, they're sinking, 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 sinking. And one fine day, it may happen in future, kalpa after kalpa, kalpa after kalpa. See, it's like when you open a college, all students come to study there. Somebody utilize it nicely, they get a job and go. Some students, they somehow come and get connected to Krishna consciousness, they become devotees. Some people, they come, smoke, drink, kill people, they go into jail, and they're gone. Some people, they don't pass, they're failed. So everybody is responsible there for their own life. So what Krishna can do? Krishna is not partial, Krishna is not impartial, Krishna is reciprocal. Whatever the living entity wants, he wants to give them. And what Baldev Vidyabhushan is trying to tell here is, at least there should be least desire for them. Because if Krishna interferes, then they'll become like robots. If Krishna will interfere, then Krishna has all control. Then what the living entities have?
Once they start fall down, Prabhu, will there be desire? Like as you were saying, like Ferris wheel, as it goes down, with their own desire or like free will, they should come up, right? But once you leave the human body, animals and all, can they desire like, oh, I made so much mistake, because we can't remember anything, right? But how do they get the chance? So yeah, one way is mercy, and then
Another way is
some
punishment. Another way punishment. Like criminals who are put into jail, they're given punishment after punishment in a different body. They may learn lesson.
Okay.
Prabhu,
Because of punishment is to reform only, na? Like Mother Yashoda is trying to bind Krishna. That is a reform. You don't repeat this. So that is the mercy on them.
Yes, Prabhu. Here also with whatever actions we did, with that we are getting reciprocated, and we are going to like, yeah, people are born in the hellish or like animals, all that. But then the desire to like become good or reach Krishna, will it be there in the lower species? That is my question.
What do you think?
I don't know, Prabhu. Sorry.
No, you know. When asking this question, you should be aware of this. What do you think?
Prabhu, as a human, we have consciousness, but they don't have consciousness, right? But where do
As
the desire?
human, yeah, as human, they misused it. So human
Correct.
got in junction.
But
Humans
we have also Prahlad Maharaj coming out of the demons, right, Prabhuji?
actually, this demon is a mentality. When they're speaking about they're put into hogs, dogs. It's a consciousness. Prahlad Maharaj, he is born. He is born by the mercy. Some Puran mentions when Hiranyakashipu was frustrated and he came to beget him. That time one parrot came out saying, Hari, Hari. And again, that was a disturbance. And when his wife asked, why you came back? You had gone for tapasya. Then my brother's enemy, Hari. That time Prahlad Maharaj was impregnated into his wife. And therefore, Garbhadan Sanskar happened. Therefore, Prahlad. Consciousness is not of demon. And previously, Prahlad Maharaj told he was waiting for somebody, some fiancé or some woman, and that day happened nothing Chaturshi, and he was trying to clean the whole place without knowledge to just be with his girlfriend, and she never came, and he got frustrated and slept without eating and without doing anything. So I don't know, these are Puranic pastimes, so this is how, when you go more into this deep, it becomes very bewildering. The simple process is, When a person is in human form of life or is conscious, when I'm thinking of human, there's 4 lakh species of humans. So Asuras are also humans, Devas are also humans, Kinnaras also humans, Gandharvas also humans. They have consciousness. So in particular, especially when they're born in the Earth planet, when they're not conscious, then based on that consciousness, either somebody elevates or somebody goes to a particular low planetary system. Like Vibhushana is also devotee, Prahlad is also devotee, Balimara is also devotee. So Suras and Asuras, both kind of patterns are there. It's about consciousness. But somebody wants, they have that opportunity, somebody, it's about desire, its own desire. So you should not be bewildered. Or if Krishna is putting them, what will happen to them? Eh? What kind of things they have done? They are just reaping their actions. Krishna is saying, oh, you desire me, I'll give you. If you desire sense gratification, I'll give you demonic species. It's not Krishna's fault. Is it clear to all of you, or you have some question?
Clarification, Prabhu, what Mataji question, extension to Mataji's question. Same family, same parents, maybe their devotee family. Some in a family of devotee family or in good family, in the family there could be 2 kids, right? One could be very with demonic qualities, one could be asura qualities. How is that possible? Because it's coming from same parents, right?
Consciousness, mother and father during samskara.
Okay.
Simple. The whole world is based on, therefore, this 4 lakh species of humans is based on consciousness. So somebody in the family is behaving a particular way, then we should go back and see what are the consciousness. I'm not being judgmental here, but just saying this principle.
Okay.
So nobody is a bechara, Prabhuji. People should not think like, oh, like poor soul, he doesn't have this or that. So it's all there. Like we should not.
We should not go by Charma Chakshu. We should go by Shastra Chakshu. Like I told you, one of a big government professional, he came to me and told me, Prabhuji, my son is getting engaged. Suddenly he came, he called me after 6 months and I told him, everything happened. Then he told, Prabhuji, क्या करे Prabhuji, बेचारे कोई किसी बच्ची को अडॉप्ट किया था उन्होंने, तो हमने सोचा कुछ करेंगे, लेकिन सब सत्यानाश हो गया माँ की वजह से. मैं बोला, then I was trying to tell him, it's not mother. Somebody is adopted means they don't have mother, father means what they have done and come. Again, I told him, we should not be so hard-hearted, but at least logically thinking, you should understand. He was trying to tell that, अरे क्या करे प्रोड्यूस बेचारी, क्या करे, कुछ तो कोई तो किसी को तो करना पड़ेगा. But now we have choice. Why want to accept such things which people have done such? I'm not telling that we have to be judgmental, but at least one should not become sentimental on the level of Charma Chakshu. This is like so-called compassion, bodily compassion. Prabhupada criticizes in 2.7, 2.8. Arjuna is telling here, Kutaswam Kashmalivam Samabe Upasitam, Anaryan Dustum Asvargam Akirtim Karma Arjuna. And there is Karpanya Dosha Bhagatam Sabhava. There he says, this is the material disease, sitting on the body platform. So should not just see the material conditions, one should see from Shastras.
Prabhuji, that is why this adoption of kids is not much encouraged. I mean, earlier when I came into spirituality, my friend would say this adoption and all seems very good on a social platform, but otherwise it's not advisable because that soul is coming with a lot of baggage. And why do you want to get entangled with that baggage? Like you already have your bag of karmas and you want to add on somebody else's karma with yours. So if you want to help a person who is an orphan or something, maybe try to connect their soul with the Supreme Soul. That's a real help or charity you can do. But adopting the child is basically helping the body and adding more karma to your own, to your karmas.
Yes. See, if you see now this, whatever I read till now, till 20th, only 1 minute is remaining. Whatever you read till now, from this we can understand that based on the person's consciousness, he gets body. he gets luxuries, he gets benefits, perks. Somebody is destined to be without mother and father. That means what kind of activities he has done in the past. And we want to go against that karmic reaction which he has to go and want to give him. Then we have to remove it from our karmic quota, good karma, and give it to him. That means we'll have to take attention. So what we should do in that case? Yeah, there are old age homes, there are orphans. Take prasad, take holy name, go to them, give them prasad, let them chant Hare Krishna. So not on the bodily platform, but on the spiritual platform.
Having said this, we should not be judgmental to anybody's circumstances that, oh, he's in dog's body, see what karma he must have done. I mean,
it's like, yeah, we should not be, the shloka comes to is Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmani Gavi Hastine Suni Chaiva Sopakecha Pandit Samadarshana. What should be our thought process? In all bodies, these are Krishna's part and parcels. So he's seeing that is equality. Ekatvam Anupashyata. But the dog has misused his karma, the Chandala has misused karma, Brahmana has properly used the karma, Vaishnava has properly used his karma. Therefore, they are in the particular bodies. So equality in connection with Krishna, but material difference. You can't see a tiger and go and hug it. And on the side, you can't go to the cow and stay away from it. Both are part and parcel of Krishna, but you stay away from tiger.
Yeah.
So discriminating doesn't make us non-equal. Material discrimination should be there. But we should see equality on the level of spirit soul in connection with Krishna. We should see them as part and parcel of Krishna. And therefore, we should give them Krishna Prasad and Krishna's name. Connect them to Krishna. Not connect them to material mother and father. Don't not try to become their material mother and father.
But yeah, I would like to share this. I really like this. Keshav Swami Maharaj was asked a question that that world is suffering so much. There's so much war happening. People are going through so much. Is there God? Is there even God there? Is He helping these people? So he said it very nicely, and he said, without understanding the length of your existence and the depth of God's love, you cannot make this statement. So you don't know where you're coming from. So your length of existence you should know, and the depth of God's love. So
yeah, I've heard that comment when he was in Vrindavan. That time he made the podcast. Length means since how many years, what karmic baggage you are done, and how much Lord loves you, system He has made.
And it's also it makes a cross, which is the Christianity sign. The length of your existence and the depth of Krishna's love is a sign of cross.
That is how they crucified them.
Yeah.
That is a sign of crucifixion when Jesus was crucified. So, conclusion, it's not that those are orphans, they can't practice bhakti. It's not that those are demons, they can't practice bhakti. It's not that those are orphans and those are whatever being discussed here, that we want to judge them. Conclusion is everybody is Krishna children. Based on their free will, they have got a particular condition. And I've seen many orphans becoming devotees, becoming wonderful devotees, and many children who have all the facilities not becoming devotees. Narad Muni, orphan, become Mahajan. So it's not about anything. The whole thing is about not trying to interfere in the material karma of the people on the superficial level. Karuna Radhika Mataji wants to say something. Yes, Mataji, tell.
No, Prabhuji.
Nothing? Yes. Okay. So we don't want to offend anyone. We don't want to criticize anyone. We don't want to be judgmental on anyone. We just are trying to find out that people, based on their desire, they accumulate a particular yoni, And rather than trying to help them on a material level, let's first help them on the spiritual level and then try to help them on the material level. Let us put that.
The qualities of Bhagavad Gita we read, Prabhu, Titikshva Karunika, that only means compassion at the spiritual level.
Titikshva Karunika, Surda Sarvadehina, Ajata Shatruva Shanta, Sadhuva Sadhu Bhushana, that comes in Bhagavatam. And that is on the spiritual level. That what is the meaning of that? That he is able to see the living entity in connection with Krishna and is showing compassion for it. Like Prabhupada told, nobody should go hungry in 12 kilometers.
So that's material.
When he saw two people fighting for food in Mayapur. So we give them food, but offer it to Lord and give it. By that prasad, they will elevate. That is what I told. We can help everyone, but that should be in connection with Krishna. Any material help we give, then we are just adding and deleting karma. Either we are giving our karma or they are taking their karma. Krishna comes, then Krishna becomes a purifying factor.
Hare
Krishna. We'll end here. We'll join again for the next session on Monday.
Then
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.